This is, see if I get this right. It's Kyle Tuttle, Liam Evans, Kyle Grover, Jimmy Wadnola, Leon Zong, and coaches Kirk Evans and F.J. Wadnola. Did I get that right?
You did.
Okay. All right, guys. And all right, so let's start by talking about what you guys accomplished. Who wants to pipe in? Why don't we start with the coaches, first of all? It is Java Scouts. Java Scouts, and you are affiliated, not completely officially, but
we're
you all
not
come from the
nationally
Scouts.
endorsed by the Boy Scouts, but we're all from the same troop 4 in New Hartford. And these kids all sort of grew up together in Cub Scouts with engineering, building Pinewood Derby cars, and then it went on from there. And well,
look what the Pinewood Derby car has become.
Exactly. Now it's fully autonomous and can hurt people.
Yeah, wild. All right, who wants to pipe in here and talk about what you guys have? Let's start with Liam here. Liam, so what did you guys bring in here today?
Sure, so what we've got here is our robot named Powell after founder of Boy Scouts Lord Baden-Powell.
Okay.
So what this does is there will be a ball in the game field, which is 12 feet by 12 feet. We can move over to it, use our collector on the side there to kind of pick it up and throw it into where we hold the balls until the arm will come around and hit it in kind of a swinging motion.
Okay.
Which will then hit it into a kind of hoop that's in the middle of the game field. And then by doing that, we can score points, which then helps us to win the overall match. But there's other way to score points, too.
So now do you have, is it this robot competing against another robot, or how does it work?
Usually, we have one robot. We'll team our robot with another robot against two other robots. So on the game field, there will be 4 robots at all times. 2 on one team, 2 on another. Then the robots on the same team will work together. They'll try and complement what they can do. So, for example, if there are these beacons that kind of have buttons on them. If you push them, they change color, and you want to get them to be your color.
Got it.
One robot would focus on beacons, while the other one would focus on throwing the balls in the center hoop. So you try to complement each other so you can get as many points in as you can.
That's really cool. And Kyle, I'll bring you up to the microphone here, and tell me. I noticed there's an iPhone. It seems like an iPhone on the side there. Tell me what that's for.
So recently, first they decided to use a new system for our drivetrain. So we use Android phones, and what happens is we have to program on our computer with Java. So I took Java at a summer camp before, so I took over this. So for our programming, we have to program an autonomous period, because there's 2 periods in the match. There's autonomous and a teleop. So autonomous, our robot has to go up and hit 2 we try to hit 2 beacons because that's 60 points.
Right.
So we use many sensors, like the range sensor or optical distance sensor. We try to use all of them so we can be really accurate.
I am completely lost. How do you feel?
Let me help you out for a second, Bill. All right.
That's awesome, though. I'm going to tell you something.
3 syllable max, okay?
Yeah.
When words.
I like that, yeah.
The autonomous program he's referring to is the first 30 seconds of a match. You have pre-programmed the robot to execute a series of commands. You are not driving it.
Yeah.
You push a button, and it goes. And it relies on the sensors Kyle was talking about, optical sensors, color sensors, to get to the target and do what we ask. Then after 30 seconds, the teleop program is a fancy word for you drive the robot. You want to show them this here?
So if I can, just the beginning. So that first part of it, when you say autonomous, we're talking about the robot's doing it.
Yes.
It's based on programming. It's based on the sensors. It's based on the mechanics of everything. The robot is actually self-sufficient at that point.
Yes, and that's all programmed using Java.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what's next?
So after the
next phase?
Next phase is teleop, which is where they actually get to drive the robot themselves.
Okay.
And during that part of the competition, there is a driver whose job is solely to position the robot around the field to score points, and then the driver's assistant who operates the different attachments and flickers. So they have to work together. The third member is a coach. He's keeping charge of the scores and seeing opportunities for the driver to go to next. So they really have to work together amongst themselves and with their partner team.
That is really neat. All right, Liam. So are you able to move this a little bit? Do you want to? We can do that after the next break. We can clear the table off. We'll take a break and do that. But Liam, you're holding something different. What do you have there?
That's Jimmy.
Or Jimmy. Jimmy, I'm sorry. Hello, Jimmy.
Hi.
You're holding something different. What is that?
This is one of our prototypes for our thrower. So what we have on the robot here is a directly driven flapper that hits the rope, hits the particle, and launches that into the center vortex, or points. How this one works is you feed the ball into one side, and it works like a pitching machine.
I see that.
And we geared it down so it goes faster, and it launches the ball out the other end in the desired arc.
Right.
Up to 6,000 RPM.
Yeah, 6,000 RPM.
So it's flying.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yep.
Andrew, come over here. I want to put you in the target of that and see if we can. No.
We can shoot it from here to you from where
you
we
could.
are. Oh yeah.
All right, we'll do a little of this when we come back. But I want to squeeze in. I can't see the name tag there.
Leon.
It's Leon. All right, Leon, up tight to the microphone and tell us about your take on all of this and what your part is, your role is in all of this.
All right. So one of the other things that we have to do for the FTC is we have to document every stage of the robot building that we do. So we have an engineering notebook, which we show to the judges, who are also walking around the competition.
Okay.
So
it's a pretty good sized notebook there.
Yeah, we actually have 2 notebooks.
This is one of them.
They document every stage of the robot that we do, every part, every meeting that we go to.
Wow. And I'm assuming that they look through that to see the work that you've done, and based on the judging on their judging criteria. All right. And so, what was the experience like going down there? I mean, out of all of these teams, placing 8th and ending up, you guys are going to be able to compete in the national competition.
It's actually really exciting for us. We're only a second-year team, and one of our goals this season, it was pretty large. We wanted to go to Worlds at the beginning of the season, and now we're going. So
that's pretty awesome. All right, guys, so what we'll do is break, and we'll come back, and then let you do some demonstrations here, all right? Pretty cool. How about this? And all from New Hartford, what grades are you in?
They're all in 8th grade. I'm in 10th grade.
Okay. 8th grade, 10th grade. Pretty cool.